Sonic Spinball has brought me nothing but despair. My house? Gone. My kids? Gone. Half my paycheck? Gone. Car? Gone. No, wait, that's my ex-wife. Here we are back out of the game with Sonic Spinball, a game I refuse to believe exists. In the last video, I spent some time talking about the developmental aspects of Sonic Spinball and its majorly inferior Master System port. After I had posted that video, some people in my comment section have brought it to my attention that there are more strange ports of Sonic Spinball. These soldiers' contributions to the port war will never be forgotten. To all of you cadets, arm up. We're gonna kick gum and chew ass. Wait. Starting off with the GBA version so that I don't have to report another case of assault on my eyes, already there seems to be similarities. This game did not come standalone. If you wanted this game, you would need to buy the Sega Smash Pack, which not only sounds like a neatly wrapped adult toy bundle, but comes with 7 other games. According to the Wikipedia page for this game, these games consist of Ultra Beast, Columns, Golden Axe, Outrun, Phantasy Star 2, Sonic Spinball, and Revenge of the Shinobi, and Vector Man. I'm not gonna complain, this is a pretty nice selection of games to play on the go, except for Spinball. Before we get to that though, I would like to talk about today's sponsor. Me. Who will proceed to talk about how this is actually the Windows version and not the handheld version. Heartbreaker, I know, because we got all the other games cut out and got Echo the Dolphin in compensation. This is a scam. If we keep scrolling down, there's also a nice little cherry on top added by Craig Harris who gave it a 6 out of 10 for technical issues and a lack of multiplayer. But the technical aspects, there's only one thing that scares me, and it's that. And oh my god was he right. Dear god was he right. You know, I always expect some sort of downgrade when it comes to advanced ports, but this is something else. For starters, the screen is very crunched. For a game centered around being able to see your vertical access, this does not help. This only makes me respect fellow soldier Razor and Xenon for capturing this footage. May his eyes rest in pieces. Even though the screen ratio is terrible and hard to see, we can still bash Sonic Spinball and GPA for making Sonic Spinball's banger of a soundtrack worse. It doesn't make sense to port this to GBA, but hey, to its credit, it's better than Sonic 1 port to the GPA. If I got that for Christmas, I would assume that I was a very naughty boy. Although it plays almost identically to the Genesis ports, it doesn't look the part. I'm just not sure who would want this, or really why they would want this. We're not done with our portable adventures with Sonic Spinball yet, as it also made another appearance on the Game Gear. You can already imagine how this is going to go. It feels as if only a couple minutes ago, I was a pure soul. One who only wanted to talk about obscure Sonic games for a living and had no issues in doing so. I believed in harmony, peace, I was happy, secure, things were the way I wanted it to be. That is, until I was assaulted by the Game Gear version of Sonic Spinball. I could feel my eyes melting. As I stared at the screen, I could feel my dignity wiping itself away. Dust turned to dust. Everybody I loved and knew turned on me once again. Sonic Spinball has destroyed my life. This war will never end. Yet again, there's no information on the Sonic Fandom Wiki for development or reception. This raised a lot of questions about why this was even ported to the Game Gear, or why it even exists as a game, let alone, how was a C and assembly code meshing into this device? It was truly puzzling. It still managed to contain all 4 levels, being Toxic Pools, a stinky cavern full of toxic sludge and minecarts where Dr. Robotnik dumps off his industrial waste, there are 3 Chaos Emeralds to collect here, Lava Powerhouse, a power station of sorts that uses magma and steam energy to run various machines, there are 3 Chaos Emeralds here, the machine, a high-tech level where animals are turned into badniks, there are 5 Chaos Emeralds to find here, and then Final Showdown, a rocket ship that Dr. Robotnik tries to escape in, there are 5 Chaos Emeralds here. However, there is some obscure minigame that I forgot to cover in the last video. It does not seem to be in the Genesis version to my knowledge, but has been included in the Game Gear version. This minigame revolves around Sonic rolling around yet another pinball environment here, destroying metallic eggs? Nothing much to say about this other than that I did not find myself enjoying this very much. This comment by Solar Flare perfectly describes this. Game Gear pros, graphical presentation. Game Gear cons, literally everything else. If only I could make a deal with God to erase his hellspawn from the world. However, there is one more, Sonic Spinball on EA Mobile. This version speaks for itself. This is a Java port of Sonic Spinball. Jesus Christ, how many programming languages will this game go through? What's next, Malbulge? This one seems to sport some completely different music that sounds like it's straight out of classic Doom, and seems to be dropping a lot of frames as seen in this footage here. There's little to almost nothing to talk about when it comes to this port that isn't already obvious. The one thing I can point out is that this port only contains 2 levels, those being Toxic Caverns and Showdown. So in all actuality, the Game Gear version is still the worst. Before we end this video, I'd like to thank you all for your continued support of this channel. It really means a lot to me, and I'd love to hear each and everyone's feedback. Once again, I appreciate you all, and I'll see you some other time.